It's estimated that Spanish conquistadors killed up to 20 million indigenous people via conquest and disease throughout its divinely inspired colonization of Latin America, and those who survived were forcibly subjugated into Catholicism. However,
no one knows how many natives existed before the arrival of the Spanish, nor how many died by disease and conquest. There exist several studies that contradict, and those with inflated population estimates fail to proof with archaeological evidence. Nor is it true that the Spanish missionaries generally forced Catholicism on millions of natives. It's important to consider the practical reality. The Spanish conquistadors and missionaries were a minority in number compared to the native population. This demographic reality makes the idea of forcibly converting millions of indigenous people not only impractical, but impossible. Generally, the evangelization process of the Spanish Empire saw forced conversions as illegal and taboo that could lead to severe punishment. Like those punishments applied to Christopher Columbus, Nuno de Guzman, and Gonzalo Pizarro. Several authorities explicitly rejected the use of force in conversion. For example, Queen Isabel la Católica, in her 1504 testament, commanded that indigenous peoples be treated justly, without harm to their persons or property. Similarly, Pope Paul III in Sublimis Deus, 1537, declared that the indigenous peoples should not be deprived of their liberty or property even if they were not Christians, reinforcing the Catholic Church's opposition to forced conversions and enslavement. Voluntary consent to Christianity being a key element to accepting baptism. Even Hernán Cortés' account of 1519 reflected the importance for individuals to voluntarily accept Christianity when he explained to natives to be good Christians, and they received everything very willingly. In 1528, Emperor Carlos V decreed, "We establish and command that the Indians of any province may not be confronted or warred upon in order to receive the Holy Catholic faith, or to give us obedience, or for any other purpose." Law 9, Title 4 of Book 3. The monarchy actively prohibited the use of violence or coercion to spread Christianity. These are just a few early authoritative examples that reflect the official stance and the general attitude of Hispanic Catholics that the natives were to be respected and that their conversion to Christianity was to be voluntary, not forced. In addition, the Spanish Inquisition itself prohibited the judging of natives, since these Christian concepts were completely new. In fact, the education these concepts led many Hispanic missionaries to learn and record native customs and languages, which has served now for their conservation. These efforts were reaffirmed by King Philip II in 1573 when it was stated they should not be forced to abandon their language, but rather voluntarily the religious and learned persons should teach and instruct them in their language. Given the official decrees by the Catholic Church, the Spanish Empire, and the general attitude of Hispanic society, the accusation of widespread forced conversions becomes much less credible. The overwhelming evidence points to a consistent rejection of force in religious matters.